Hey guys, it's Chelsea Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking college hoops. This is probably going to be one of the better matchups of the weekend. Number one, Gonzaga. Number two, Baylor. Now through Monday night, you can get Chip Chirimbes 3-day pass for just $74.99. Use the link picksandparlays.net/chip. Gonzaga favorite in this one, -3.5. The total is 161. This is at a neutral site, Baker's Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Both teams 3-0. Gonzaga 2-1 against the number. Baylor 3-0 against the spread. We've got Chip Chirimbes to break this one all down in what should be a good game. Chip, what you got for us?
Well, Chelsea, I think not only is this one of the best games of the weekend, I think this is probably one of the best games of the entire college basketball season, and I'm looking for it to be a great game. Gonzaga, number one, has already beaten number 6 Kansas, and they've beaten number 11 West Virginia. Baylor has taken out number 5 Illinois. It's a great matchup. And, the thing is, now we start looking at the intangibles. The fact that Gonzaga on the road at a neutral site is only 1-5 when they're favored against the spread. And in the meantime, Baylor is 0-5 against Gonzaga lifetime. The last time they played NCAA tournament 2 years ago, Gonzaga wins by 12. Unfortunately for them, they were 14.5-point favorites, but Baylor has improved dramatically since then as a school and as a program. Gonzaga, one of the top echelons. I don't know if Baylor has caught up enough. Maybe they have, because they're certainly one of the best teams in the country. Both teams, Chelsa, are really well balanced. They have 4 starters averaging in double figures. And scoring, I think, is going to be paramount here. I think both teams are going to put in a lot of points in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if the winner's in the 90s, because Gonzaga has gone to the over 36 out of the last 51 games overall. And on Saturdays, believe it or not, they're 23-6 to the over. So I'm looking for this game to be a high-scoring game, 2 great talented teams going head-to-head and clashing, plenty of free throws and plenty of scoring.
Yeah, I love Baylor getting points here. I know they're 1 and 2 in the rankings, but I don't think there's much of a difference here, especially since Baylor has been shooting the lights out when it comes to three-point shooting. They're shooting 47% from three-point land, which I don't know if it's sustainable, but it's definitely a good sign when you're facing anybody, especially since Gonzaga only shooting 29% from three-point line. And plus, you mentioned Baylor, how good they are this season. They have 3 starters returning from last year's squad. Those 28-4, 26-4, excuse me, I think when you have returning experience this year, it's really important, especially at the start of the season. And then they have a transfer that's averaging 16 points a game to add in the mix. So I think this is a really good Baylor team that if you're going to give me some points at a neutral site, yeah, I'm taking Baylor here.
Understandable, and you're pointing out the neutral site. They're 7-0 in their last 7 games at neutral sites. So playing on foreign courts doesn't seem to bother them. 15-7 overall going back to last season, and I'm talking about Baylor right here. But I think both teams got a lot of firepower, and I'm looking for this game to go over 161.
Yeah, and especially if it is a close one, which the odds makers are kind of leaning that direction, we might see a lot of free throws. And these are 2 pretty solid shooting teams. So hopefully they'll make a lot of those free throws and you will get your over, because a lot of their games have already been high scoring affairs. Even that game against Kansas for Gonzaga, which we saw how bad Kansas can shoot at some point. And that's another thing. I don't know how good that win over Kansas is now that I saw that atrocity that was the Kansas and Kentucky game.
They still had to play it, and they took West Virginia down too. These 2 great clubs. I'm really excited and looking forward to this match. I really am.
Yeah, it should be hopefully a little bit better than that Kansas and Kentucky one.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for our college basketball talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff from Chip Chirimbes. As always, Chip, thanks for joining us.